A little bit more foo-foo tournament gameplay footage. Today we're watching Piano, who has for some reason called himself Redacted. Can't say it, first minute on YouTube, gonna get demonetized. But, hey, that's Piano. Playing as the Apothecary, which is a bit weird. People don't really rate the Apo that much at the moment, but that's what he's gone with. And he's going to be playing against Vagrant, who is a Farseer, who also, actually, is deemed the worst Eldar hero at the moment. Why did you nerf Guide, guys? Why did you nerf Guide? Why can't I Guide Wraithlords still? Anyway. Vagrant's really cool, because he likes to go for slightly weird builds. He actually likes to run triple Guardians against Space Marines, which is quite funny, because I actually had a match against Vagrant. And I thought I was being clever, because I completely forgot that this is what Vagrant likes to do. And I was playing as the Tech Marine, and the Tech Marine is really good with triple scouts into Eldar if the Eldar goes one Guardian, one Banshee and relies on tier 1.5. Because the Shurikens and the Rangers, they're just too slow. They can't catch your scouts running around everywhere. You just start grenading them when they're set up, and the Guardians on their own just don't do enough damage because there's only one squad. But yeah, the counter to that then is when you see that the enemy Space Marine has gone for triple scouts and has got no attacks. Nice fuck up there with attacks. And now he's turning around again. Oh my god, they spent ages not shooting there. But as you can see, in spite of that, still the attacks dominate Guardians early on, which is why you don't normally like to go triple Guardians if the enemy goes attacks, but if they go for triple scouts, you get an additional Guardian. Personally, I would go for 2 Guardians at the start all the time as the Space Marines. As the Eldar against Space Marines. And then if they go for triple scouts, fuck it, you can get another Guardian afterwards if you want. But then that protects you from messing up your build orders into it. But here we go, looking like a good engagement here for the Eldar. Banshee's getting in pretty easily. I think he could have... Oh no, he's already used the heal. I was going to say he could have stayed in and melee for a bit there, but no, the heal's already been used. So not really. I'm just going to hug the garrison, bleeding some Guardians. Can they get a Banshee model? I mean, Scout Bolters, not that impressive. Yeah, so they get rid of the tax and the Apo, but obviously the Scout's still in play. No anti-garrison here. But the Farseer will get her decap. Once again, Scout Bolters, not really that impressive. Gonna fish for a model, maybe? Nope, just retreats. Logical. But we had 2 Guardians on the other side who've capped all of this southeastern portion of the map, and really, you know, no counter to them yet. The tax are out, but look at the DPS, even the tax. They're out in the open. They don't enjoy that DPS from the Guardians. That's why you have the Apo heal, and then they can just force melee. So, ASM en route. Obviously, we're going to want the Purification rites to help the ASM tango with those Banshees. They're not back on demand when you heal the ASM. It's very helpful when they're brawling with Banshees. And your scouts now can take this portion of the map. So if the scouts get some upgrades, they will be able to beat the default Guardians. But when the Guardians get to tier 2 and get the Warlock, they get so much more HP, and they get that range damage resistance as well. Which is also why this is such a good build against Space Marines. Space Marines obviously rely quite a lot on range DPS to kill you. Yes, they've got the ASM, but other than that, you're talking shotguns and bolters. Stern Guard and tier 2 are popular, as is the Razorback, as is the Assault Cannon Dreadnought. All of these things are doing a lot of ranged damage, which the Warlock leader protects you against. Good jump there, landed perfectly on the Banshees to disrupt them, but we've got double Guardians firing in on the ASM, and we also have, oh my god, we've got Mind War on the ASM, and we have the Banshees being guided for 30% extra damage. But you see, in spite of all that, holy crap, did the Banshees get wrecked, and that is the power there of the Purification rites. That extra 20 damage on all the Banshee models, and the knockback, which stops them attacking for quite some time. Very, very powerful combo there. That is why the Apo pretty much always goes ASM. It's also why you pretty much only ever see this upgrade. It's hard to justify getting anything else, to be honest. But the Apo is going to be forced off here. A lot of focus fire from the triple Guardians. Notice the full gens down here. And no... Oh, wow, he lost the airport. Okay, that's interesting. Now we're going to see this map in play where basically Vagrant, if he wanted, could just take all triple guardians, follow these guys to the base, and just bash. It's why this map is kind of affectionately dubbed the Gen Bash map, because you're just rotating between each other's farms, constantly bashing. But to be fair, there is a triple cap against Vagrant at the moment, so he's going to prioritise going for these points instead. And his Farseer going over to contested, may be able to snag a kill on these scouts. Let's see. Does Mind War get a kill? It sure does. There you go. That's a way to bleed the Space Marines. A very expensive way to bleed them, to be fair. But it is a way to bleed the Space Marines. And Vagrant going tier 2 first. Obviously no battle equipment here. Doesn't really need the grenades. Elite Mod changed it so that you actually have higher HP by default with your Guardians now. So getting battle equipment is a lot less needed. Really, it's good against setup teams because of the grenade. The energy shields are good against snipers. Good in team games with the energy shields, but you don't really need to get it on all of them, because why do you need triple energy shields? You only need 1 or 2. But it does mean that the Eldar will get to tier 2 a lot sooner. Banshee Exarch already queued up. Piano going tier 2 as well. Not too far behind, but here we go. We got a little bit of a Farseer gate in action. See if the ASM can land a jump. Yeah, landed it perfectly. Obviously, if you land that jump, you're knocking them all over, so it's a big spike. Oh, we need a heal on the ASM, and they might drop a model. He's just tanking it. Brave boy. How did he know that that model had full HP? He might have tracked it, or that might have been just good luck rather than good judgment. Taking a lot of free damage there on the Apothecary. I don't like that. ASM got going again, but missed the jump on the Banshees there. They were a little too fast because of Fleet of Foot, but look at the rites. Oh, I think he could have stayed in actually with the Exarch coming in, but he didn't risk it. See, I like how the scouts do not have shotguns. Playing Space Marines recently, I think shotguns are very over-purchased. I don't think they actually do that much a lot of the time. They will be good eventually to help the scouts scale, but it's not really that important right now, and also triple Guardians makes it a bit rough. We'll see what Vagrant goes for. If he goes for Warp Spiders, that would be even more the case, but he's probably going to go for a vehicle, I would imagine. Probably save up for a Wraith Lord. Fair bit of wreck. He just has to make sure he doesn't bleed many Guardians. I don't think he's bled much yet, though, to be honest. And I'm not sure about this Ghost Helm. What do you think, folks? Do you think that's paid off? Well, I don't think it's paid off yet, but obviously it's still got plenty of time to get stuff done. And the Eldar using Fleet of Foot here to get the Banshees down nice and deep into the territory of the Space Marines. We're actually going to see a Falcon. Yeah, actually, yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? Not a Wraith Lord. Falcon's really good when you've got triple Guardians to carry around in the Falcon and to repair it. Makes it very tough, and now he will start to scale up these Guardians with the Warlock leader as well. Dreadnought for Piano. So you have the option here of going for the Melter Bomb of the ASM, which in combination with a Melter Dreadnought could easily execute the Falcon. But Vagrant should be aware of that once he sees the Dreadnought, and it does leave you a bit more vulnerable to heavy melee. However, these guys have got aspect of fleetness, so they don't have heavy melee. You could see the Singing Spear, but you're not gonna, because now it's the Gravity Blade. So yeah, this Dreadnought, it's in a pretty good spot right now. I think Melter Dreadnought would be very good for it. No heavy melee options for the Banshees, no heavy melee option for the Farseer. I mean, in theory, you could swap to the Singing Spear, but you're not gonna, after you've paid so much resources just to get the Gravity Blade. Gravity Blade, of course, effective to shut down the ASM. Pretty decent weapon anyway. Isn't it interesting that the Levitation Field ability itself is power melee, yet the actual Gravity Blade weapon is normal melee? What the hell is that all about? And yep, there we go, multi-melter. I think he did spot the Falcon with these scouts. But it's good against the infantry anyway. I mean, it will pop Eldar basically with every shot, which is really nice. There you go, Ghost Helm claiming a model there on the tax. That's going to be painful. Remember, Space Marines no longer can just upgrade to Stern Guard and ignore that model loss, which is actually a big economic nerf for them. I didn't realise until I played them recently how often you actually do that. Losing attack models in Tier 2 now is pretty brutal. So let's see, there's the Melter. So the Falcon has to be very careful here. If it gets caught by the Melter and the Dreadnought's nearby, it could be the end of it. So it needs to keep its distance and it needs to have Guardians nearby to repair. Obviously there's no real AV right now. The only AV is the gun on the Falcon, but that's going to take way too long to kill a Dreadnought. So we'll see. He is the Farseer, which gives him extra utility with Fire Dragons, because you can guide them, which makes them way better. Ooh, wow, he's just going to go for a Wraith Lord. Well, Piano has to get a las cannon then. He has to. So he uses the jump there to put some pressure on the Guardians. Didn't actually... Oh, is he going for Stern Guard? Oh, okay. Interesting, but he doesn't have any long-ranged AV, so he's going to get kind of trolled by the Falcon's speed. Gets the kill on the Farseer, though. Alright. Sidelines problematic. Guardians running around still. No battle equipment on the Guardians. Just don't need it anymore. I'm not sure about that change. People said before, oh well, the battle equipment was no-brainer. No, it wasn't. It wasn't no-brainer at all. This is no-brainer. Now you just don't get it. Big damage onto the Banshees there. Wow, a lot of damage onto the Exarch, but she lives. No, she doesn't! Oh my god, she died to the Stern Guard! Oh, brutal. The damage over time, wow. But this is a massive response from Piano. If we look at the map right now, he has lost basically all the map. He's not even had the time to send his tax back to get the extra model. Man, he's using way too many units right now to try and deal with a Guardian. He didn't need to send all these down here. The beauty of the Stern Guard is that they will easily be even Warlock Guardians on the sideline with those nice Hellfire rounds. So he should probably send them off on their own. Obviously Banshees will be a problem, but now he's got a fully upgraded Shotgun Scout squad here, so they can help. So them and the Sterns should probably be sidelining now, because it would be very hard to take both of them on. You'd need like 2 Guardians and a Banshee squad, which is a lot. But yeah, we've got a Falcon and we've got a Bright Lance, and there's no real AV, so this is scary. Obviously the Wraith Lord can just force melee on the Dreadnought. The Dreadnought, if you didn't know, when it gets any of its upgrades, its ranged weapons, it loses the melee resist. So this thing, in contrast, because it's a shoulder-mounted weapon, doesn't actually lose any melee effectiveness. It has still 40% melee resist with the shoulder-mounted Bright Lance. So the Wraith Lord can just force melee on the Dreadnought and it will absolutely rip to pieces. So you need a las cannon to zone this guy out, snare it and keep it away. Otherwise, if these guys go together, this thing is just going to force melee on your Dreadnought and you're in for a rough time. You could still just walk past it and force melee on the Falcon if you can hit it with a Melter and kill the Falcon and then try and get out, but would you be able to escape with your Dreadnought? Your Dreadnought can't retreat, so probably not. Missile launcher and attack purchased. Attack Sarge even. Purchased. No reinforcement of the other missing attack, which I guess is fine. It doesn't really need the extra bolter. Where's that other scout squad, the capping squad? He has come back out of base and cap that wreck. But the problem for Piano right now is he just seems to keep getting outmaneuvered. Every time he gets in a position where he can take one of the VPs, the Eldar have arrived at another one. Wayboy gates now popping up over the place. But he is blobbing quite a lot. Okay, here we go. This could be where he gets the Falcon. There you go. Landed next to it. Now you've got the tracking Melter. Bomb. Boom. Easy. Easy. The Farseer though, moving in, grab blades the missile launcher. Okay, the Dreadnought needs to get out of there now. It just needs to leave. It's taking way too much damage from that blade. What's it doing? Why is it trying to fight in melee, man? No, this is a terrible idea. What's he doing? Can't force off the Farseer. Now he tries to disengage, but now he's lost loads of health. And he's turning around again. No! Oh, no. He's got no scouts to repair. If he was a Tech Marine, of course, he'd be able to use the Blessing of the Omnissiah Global. And the Tech Marine himself would be able to repair the Dreadnought. So he's going to lose the Dreadnought. But the Wraithlord can't get out. But I really think that was a very unnecessary loss of the Dreadnought. I think he could have... His base wasn't that far. But hey, he killed the Wraithlord, which to be fair costs about the same with the upgrades, so there you go. ASM needs to start capping. More webway gates popping up all over the place, god damn. I mean, if we look at the compositions right now, looking very good for Piano. The Farseer did die in that engagement. So we're only down to the Banshees and the Guardians, but holy shit, you've just got... Wow, you just got gates everywhere, and they just caught the poor scouts with 2 models out pretty hard there. They're the DPS coming out from the Guardians pretty damn high. Scouts obviously not that durable. And so we're in a state now where there is no AV on the field. So, get a Razorback, why not? Wow, look at the damage from the rites there. Holy shit. Oh my god, he's level 5, yeah. So the damage and the heal on the Apothecary, the damage from the rites and the heal, scales with the level of the APO. So it gets better at level 3, and then level 5, and then level 7, and then level 9. So level 5, you see the power of that. That was very, very powerful. I'd like to see a weapon upgrade for this Apothecary. Even the Sanguine Chainsword would be quite nice in these scenarios where he's hunting them down. But then again, he doesn't seem to have that many resources. He seems to be doing okay for power. Oh, another big rites! Leads to the wipe with the Hellfire rounds. Yeah. Nice. These rites are absolutely smashing it. Armor of Purity here, reducing his cooldown on his heals so that he can use the heal more often to proc more of those big Purification rite hits. There are the Banshees trying to get onto the scouts. They're going to disrupt them, but obviously the Banshee's a bit too strong. Not going to be able to shoot them down, even if you land the shotgun blast before they get into melee. And a bit of miss micro there. Whoops. Probably should be sending the Razorback over there. Okay, he is, but a little late. Fire Dragons coming out. Makes sense, I suppose. Be very hard to use a Bright Lance when there's ASM to contend with. Oh, the Razorback was ferrying the Sternguard and the ASM. Nice. These Banshees are going to be in base healing for quite some time right now with 6 models and less than half HP. Normally that's what the Space Marines do. Look at this, man. Farsight obviously being used to get line of sight here because there's no units nearby. Yet somehow Vagrant is building webway gates. Well, that's the global that gives you vision anywhere on the map. Farsight. That's nice. They killed this gate right outside the base and it levels up the Sternguard to level 3. Wow. Oh, I think that was quite an unnecessary retreat. What the hell? What the hell was that retreat? Does he know there's a webway gate down here? He could have jumped out. I don't even think he needed to do either, especially with the airport being nearby. Oh, I thought he got the bolter on the airport in the end. I feel like he's been putting in work in melee with the rights. So I'd have gone with Sanguine. Oh well. He's got the bolter. Never reinforced these attacks, never bothered. They're in a bad position right now. Obviously, they can't see these Banshees charging in with Guide. That extra damage from Guide. Mind War as well. Bang. ASM saved them. Maybe it was a good idea to retreat. No, they didn't! There was a delayed melee attack. There was delayed melee attack damage that went through. Should have rotated scouts of the APO down to help those attacks sooner. Alright, looks like he wiped a Guardian squad though. Well then. Yeah, Vagrant frozen in the tower. Lost too many squads at this point. Where did it go wrong for Vagrant? I don't even know. Obviously, he did start dropping a lot of squads in the mid-game. Sternguard are scary for Eldar, man. Level 3 in the end, level 4 ASM, level 7 APO. Oh my god. Those Purification rites, man. They demolished squads. And then obviously at this point, he's lost too many units. He can't compete in the map control and he's running out of VPs. Did the Ghost Helm pay off? I think it probably did in the end. I think so. The Gravblade did not. I hate to say it, because it's very boring, but against the Melter Dreadnought, maybe a Singing Spear and a Armour of Fortune would have been better to make her a tanky melee hero that can do good damage to the Melter Dreadnought. But I'm not sure. A bit of an interesting one. Tell me what you think down below. Where did it go wrong for Vagrant? And tell me how you feel about the internal balance of the SM heroes and the Eldar heroes in 1v1 at the moment. That's going to be all from you, boy Torpid. This time I am signing out.